years old and I'm French. I'm in an exchange program here in SGSU and my major is political sciences. I just want to specialize me in the international relations and journalism. I'm here for the year and I have to leave in 1 month.
The prejudices before I came here in America. I think the first thing is that I thought that in America all was big, like the cities, the cars, and also the food, like the burgers, and that's why also the American people are big. There is a huge difference between America and France. It's about education. I think this year it's about $12,000 for the semester to study here in San Jose State University. And by contrast, in my university in France, I just paid 1,000 euros. It's about $1,200. And here, students have to have loans to be able to pay their tuition, and it's a huge difference because in France we don't have to have any debts for just the education. Because in France we have the principle of free education. Like the education has to be provided by the state for everyone. It's like health. That's why you consider that we have a lot of taxes, but it's to pay the health and the education for everyone. And it's one of the biggest and the greatest principle in France. Here in the US, it's very liberal for French people because there is the thinking of if you are poor or if you have some difficulties or if you don't have a job, it's your fault and you should have worked more and more. And so there is a huge inequality between the poor and the rich, I think, in the US. As my major is political sciences, I wanted to follow all this year the US elections, as well as the French elections, because this year they were at the same time. And I think there is one huge difference between the two elections, that here in the US it's a strong bilateral system that is to say that we only have a choice between two parties, Democrats or Republicans, and that's it. And it's always like that. By contrast, in France, it's very plural. We can have a lot of parties and we can vote for a lot of parties. For example, at the first round of the French elections this year, we had, I think, around 7 or 8 parties, so 7 or 8 possibilities to vote. But after the second round, we had the two main parties, like the socialist one and the liberal one. I think there is one more thing in France we do with Facebook is for education purposes. For example, if we have missed 1 or 2 classes, we have a class group on Facebook sharing all the classes and the notes to help us to have all the class, and we can share notes and papers on the Facebook group. But as just for me, I think Facebook, like just for using it, I have used it for 4 years now, I think. And at the beginning, I thought it was just very funny and just a new way to make friends and to chat and to have fun and to share photos. But right now, since for 1 year, I consider more Facebook like a negative point and less for like a bad thing for my career or my next internships, for example. And we have to be more and more cautious about what we are publishing on Facebook, etc. So I'm thinking about stopping using Facebook right now.